for the manager's comments.
Have a few. It's kind of slowing down for the year, but there's some things that I wanted to mention tonight. One thing that Bridget and I are going to do this year that we haven't done in the past couple of years is we're going to sit down on a mid-year budget review, take a look at all the departments' budgets, all the payroll budgets, all the budgets across the different aspects, see where we are on our projections for the year, make sure that our revenues are coming in like they need to be, which all indications are that they're coming in a little bit ahead of where we anticipated that they would be. But we just want to have a good, clear feel for where we're going to be going into the next 6 months of the 23-24 fiscal year. And then, you know, depending on what that looks like, we may be able to come back and make some adjustments to maybe in the spring a little bit more paving or what have you. So, and since I mentioned paving, the gas company had promised us last week that they would be milling and paving on Jefferson on this past Monday, which was yesterday. Obviously, they didn't do that. I will reach out to those guys that are here in town tomorrow morning and see what their projected date for that is. But they have promised all the way across the board that as long as it wasn't snowing, they would have it paved by Christmas. That was their original deadline, was Christmas. So, but I will reach out to them in the morning to find out why they didn't start yesterday like they said they were going to. The update on the Smith Creek water line replacement project. We met with the folks from the Virginia Department of Health Division of Clean Drinking Water, who's given us a grant for water line upgrades, and also we're using some of our original ARPA money for this project. And they've given us the permission to rescope the work on those two separate tranches of ARPA money, because the Smith Creek water line project is going to run over budget with the inflation as we've had it on materials in the last 9 to 10 months. But once we're able to rescope the work, there's plenty of money in both pots to cover everything we need to do, want to do. We're in the process on this of right-of-way procurement for the 9 properties that we need to secure new right-of-ways for. Those agreements have been drawn up, and Jared is reviewing those at this time. And once he has approved those and feels like they cover everything we need to cover, then we will start meeting with those individuals on a personal basis to try to work out an agreement with them for the right-of-way across their properties. There's no big right-of-ways, there's no huge right-of-ways, because we've already got the water line through that whole area up through there. It's just a relocation of small portions of that line to get it in a more direct route than what it's in now. The Jefferson School project, I'm happy to say that we're in the process of editing the RFP. I have a draft copy on my desk that I've made some changes to, and we've worked with David Hill of Hill Studios. He's out of the office until the first of the year. Once he gets back, we'll discuss the changes that I made, and if he needs to make any changes, and then we'll present that to council the first meeting in January. And once that is approved by council, we will hopefully have that published and out for distribution by mid-January. And that is to select a developer for that project. That's our next step in that project. And then the last thing I want to talk about tonight, and this was a really fun thing to work on, and it was really kind of exciting to lead up to it, but we named it Light the Creek down along the Century Trail. And a lot of people came together, and a lot of folks contribute a lot of time, effort, money to make it happen. Allegheny Foundation, Clifton Forge Public Works, Moska Designs and their representative, Clifton Forge Main Street, Dairy Queen, Mayor Urban, Jarrett and his family. These were all folks that donated either time or money to make sure that our light display came to be. If you haven't seen it, I urge you to take a walk down along the creek on the Century Trail. It's pretty awesome and spectacular to see. We had a ribbon cutting ceremony down there last Saturday night. Well over 100 people in attendance. A lot of kids. Everybody seemed to enjoy it and were complimentary of it. And when you go down, realize that what the town and Allegheny Foundation sponsored is only from the kiosk to the end of the trail. Everything before that was sponsored by Dairy Queen and Mayor Urban, and Mayor Urban put all of that display up by himself. I think he got a little help from B.J. Brookman one day and some help from Jared and his family, but Mayor Urban did that on his own, so I think he deserves recognition for that huge contribution to the trail. I think it's a big addition to the winter festivities in Clifton Forge. I think it's going to draw some folks to town that maybe normally would not have come here, and they can see our trail, Clifton Forge School of the Arts, lighted garden, and the love sculpture, and we walked it off, and we figure if they take all of that in, it's about a half a mile of lights one way. So if they do it down and back, they've done a mile. So pretty awesome project to be able to say is complete and up and running. So, and that's all I have tonight, Mr. Mayor. And I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll get started running hard again in January.